Well, hello, we are the Roselleys. I'm Simon Roselley.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we have come all the way from England, Bristol, to play for you. This first song is called Only Way She Knows.
And we are live in the music room.
Wait for nothing, going down the only path she knows. Oh, la la, see her move, see her dancing, moving round the only way she knows. Oh, la la, see her, she's walking down the road. See that going nowhere, waiting for the girl he's always known. Girl he knows. See his mood come to nothing, falling for the girl who holds her own. Oh, oh, oh. See her, she's walking down the road. Independent lady feels like going crazy. Talk to no one, but she feels alright tonight. Independent lady feels like going crazy. Talk to no one as she's walking along down the road. Crazy, talk to no one, but she feels alright tonight. Independent lady feels like going crazy, talk to no one as she's walking along down the road. Lady feels like going crazy, talk to no one, but she feels alright tonight. Independent lady feels like going crazy, talk to no one as she's walking along. See that girl, wait for nothing, see her move, see her dancing, see that girl, wait for nothing, see her move, see her dancing, see that girl, wait for nothing, see her move, see her dancing, see that girl, wait for nothing, walking along down the road.
Awesome, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
It was
So
really
very
good.
nice. I like the arrangement and everything about it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of our earlier songs.
We call it the rock and roll song.
Yeah.
Who wrote that, or did you write it together?
Actually, Simon started the riff, and it was his riff, and then I tend to come up with melodies. So it really was one that we did write together. Some of the songs are much more mine or Simon's, but that one was an early one that...
We've come a long way as far as just learning to play guitar not long ago, because y'all are awesome.
11 years now.
Sound really good together.
Yeah.
Well, I think because we learnt together.
Yeah.
I think there's almost, it's when families play or siblings play, there's a connection there because they're family. And I think because we learnt the guitar together and we write together and we don't write with anyone else and don't really play
You're
with
tuned
anyone
into
else.
each other pretty
I think
darn
so.
good. Yeah.
And our life is, playing at home. We've played so much over the years that I know exactly what Rebecca's going to do, and she knows exactly when I'm going to screw up. So it's
I give him the look.
yeah.
The next song you're going to do is called American Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that song.
This one was one that I think mostly I wrote, I guess, within that first year that we talked about of meeting and preparing for this American trip we did for the camper van that we picked up in California and drove across America. That was Simon's ambition. He's got a Volkswagen Beetle back at home as well, so he really loves camper vans and Volkswagens. So when I found out we were going on this first trip, I'd never been to America before. I used to play when I was living in university in my student home, and Simon was back at home. I used to write songs and record it on my phone, which I still do now. I put all my song ideas on my phone, and I'd play it down the phone to Simon. So it's a very early song. Probably
one of the first, I think, American Dream. And I specifically remember I was working for a little American company called Budweiser. I remember I was working at a music
That
event.
is the American dream.
Actually, I was a quality engineer in London. It was my job to drive around London and smell and taste Budweiser. That was my job when I met.
And now you get to tour the world with a beautiful lady.
I say, Budweiser made me drink and drive, sir.
Now it's more Shiner Bock. And I remember with the Alexandra Palace is a music venue, or it's used as a music venue, and it was run by Budweiser. And I can remember being backstage, and I think it was like the Stereophonics or someone, a huge UK band. And Becca was phoning me, and I was backstage, and she's like, "What do you reckon to this? What do you reckon to this?" And then she would play American Dream. I remember it specifically down the phone. I'm like, "That's great! Like this is, it's amazing."
It's about travelling.
Like
it's about a road, and we love a lot of road trip songs. A lot of our music people like to listen to in the car. They say it's about travelling, and I'd never been, so I was really excited about travelling to America. And this camper van is the bay window camper van, so we're travelling in a tired-out old bay. Is the bay window camper, and I actually wrote it from the perspective of bringing our guitars around to every town. So it's about, we'll show you lots of things, and it's written from sort of telling the guitars we're going to take you everywhere and play and jam.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Not too much longer till I'll take you away. Not too much longer till we're ready to play. Only 9 more months left till we're flying away to find our feet in our American dream. I'll hold you safely when we're traveling around. I'll show you off to strangers moving from town to town. Only 9 more months left till we're leaving the ground to find our feet in our American dream. Gonna travel on the open road in a tired out old bay. Gonna travel on the open road, Carolina to LA. Let the rhythm of the music lead us day after day when we find our feet in our American dream. Not too much longer till we're singing our songs. Not too much longer till we're jamming where we belong. Only 9 more months left till we're setting for off to find our feet in our American dream. open road and tired out on bay. Gonna travel on the open road, Carolina to LA. Let the rhythm of the music lead us day after day. When we find our feet in our American dream, American dream. Gonna travel on the open road and tired out on bay. Gonna travel on the open road, Carolina to LA. Let the rhythm of the music lead us day after day. When we find our feet in our American dream, find our feet in our American dream.
It's a true story.
Very cool.
It's become a joke in the band now. I mean, I think all of our songs are about a true story. Somewhere we've been, something we've read, or
Right.
someone we've met, or something
Not
we've
every
drunk.
time, but mostly.
I think so. And I started saying that at the end of some of the songs, like that's a true story, because I think it's important that it did actually
Right,
happen.
right.
And then we realised we were just saying it at the end of every song, so they're all true stories pretty much.
And your next song is
Maryland.
Maryland, where I actually grew up.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I didn't learn how to say it until after I wrote it, so I pronounce it Maryland.
All right.
Even better.
But I sing it like that too.
It's a happy place.
Well, I've never been.
We've been through, I think.
Yeah.
The reason why I wrote this song, my musical influences when I first learnt guitar was my mum used to listen to some acoustic music. She listens to a lot more now, but one of the artists she listened to was Eva Cassidy, who is was an amazing singer, guitarist from Maryland. So I learnt a lot of her covers when I first started guitar and learnt her finger picking style, Time After Time, Fields of Gold. So I've been very influenced by her. She's my favourite. She's my favourite singer. And so I've written a couple of songs for Eva Cassidy in her memory, and this was an early one as well, but we put it on the latest album. So I've written 2 songs. One's called Eva's Song, which is about her and the loss, and her singing lives on. And this is a song about where she was from, and maybe based loosely on someone like her, and a sort of strong woman and a strong person. So it's called Maryland.
You're singing out loud all the time. They're all crazy for your smile. You're living in everyone's mind. Maryland in 79, with a cowgirl boots and a head held high, making friends all over the street. Doesn't really matter who she's gonna be. See that girl with a look in her eye. She's dancing all alone with her head held high. In Maryland, oh Maryland, hey lady. Hey lady, singing your songs, you'll carry through all of the town. Is going on. There's silence through all of the crowd. Maryland in 79, with a cowgirl boots and a head held high, making friends all over the street. Doesn't really matter who she's gonna be. See that girl with a look in her eye. She's dancing all alone with her head held high. In Maryland, oh Maryland. making friends all over the street. Doesn't really matter who she's gonna be. See that girl with a look in her eye. She's dancing all alone with her head held high. In Maryland, oh Maryland, hey lady. Maryland in 79, with her cowgirl boots and her head held high, making friends all over the street. Doesn't really matter who she's gonna be. See that girl with a look in her eye. She's dancing all alone with her head held high. In Maryland, oh Maryland, Maryland, oh Maryland, Maryland, oh Maryland.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're a talented duo, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Your next song is called Innocent.
Yes, that
This
could
one's
mean
really-
I
many
know
things.
it's got to be about you, not him. Because he's not innocent.
That's
you can
right.
just see that.
That is right. I think I was listening to a conversation just before we recorded where they were talking to Rachel about her CD, and someone said they couldn't remember the title of the song, so you end up listening to a lyric and saying you reference a song by something you remember rather than the real title
Right.
from listening to it live. And a lot of people would think this song is Take Each Day As It Comes, which isn't a title I chose, but it's one that I repeat in the song. I use the word innocent. I don't know why, really. It's a song about maybe someone's true story, might relate to a lot of people, just about when you're with somebody who isn't right for you, and you really need to move on from that person and they need to move on too. So it's kind of about moving on from a bad relationship.
Innocent, but caught in the middle, and I'm not quite sure where to go from here. Maybe south, far from the trouble, and I'll take each day as it comes. The room was still, but full of your secrets, and I'm tired of hearing that I'm all to blame. Where to now? Far from the sorrow, and I'll take each day as it comes. And all the words that you say to me, and all the good things that you can't quite see. Maybe someday you'll remember me and take each day as it comes. Full of life, but somehow you stole it and you kept it all when you put me down. Went round and round, close to the sorrow. Now I'll take each day as it comes. And all the words that you say to me, and all the good things that you can't quite see. Maybe someday you'll remember me and take each day as it comes. Innocent, but caught in the middle, and I'm not quite sure where to go from here. Maybe south, far from the trouble, and I'll take each day as it comes. And all
take each day as it comes, and take each day as it comes.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That fiddle's such a nice touch in there. Really nice.
Yeah, it's funny how, I mean, I've played probably two fiddles in the last 20 years. I had one for 15 years and one for the last 5. So to play something different, it really sounds different, and it's a different shape. I don't know if you can see, but it's really arched. The body comes right up, whereas normally there's only a very slight concave, and there's no chin rest. So I'm used to, there's normally a chin rest here, so it's a completely different shape. My chin is directly on the wood, so as I grip it, it's shaking my skull. You know, it's like, you know, like the resonance of a guitar. So, and all the time while I'm playing it, as you grip it and you change how you hold it with what you're playing, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can feel that in my skull. Oh yeah, I can feel that in my jaw. I should just be concentrating on the song.
You just have to grow a bigger chin this trip.
Yeah, or maybe just
eat more in and out burgers.
I need a bigger beard. That's what I need.
If you could sync your eyelids to your pitch, where
The next song that you're going to do for us is Queensland Sky.
Yes, this has a story behind it too. So we're very lucky to travel as much as we can. We spend all our money, we save up, and then go away for as long as we can and pick up influences and meet musicians. And a couple of years ago we did a 3-month trip to Australia for our first time. We didn't actually know anybody out there beforehand, but by the end we made probably 50 new friends. They're like Americans. They're very, very friendly and hospitable. So it started off in Townsville. We met a great sound engineer. A chap called Daniel Champagne was playing a gig, and we went along and said to the sound guy, just, with any luck, we're musicians, could we possibly play a break set or something? And he said, yeah, get up at the end and play. So we ended up playing a little set, and this guy Laurie put us up in his house and set us up with lots of musicians down the coast of Australia, so we got to meet lots of great people and stay with some amazing locals. But in Townsville itself, we went to the local museum, read this amazing story and looked at all the artefacts from the sinking of a ship called the Pandora, and it was an English boat that had sunk on the Great Barrier Reef in the 1790s. And the story behind it was that a different ship had been travelling around Australia, an English boat, and the sailors decided they wanted to live there, so they really and truly did this. They threw the captain off, they burnt the ship, and they lived in the Torres Strait Islands with the locals. The captain actually got back to England somehow and dobbed them in, told on them, and so the English government decided to go and send this Pandora ship out to go and find these mutinous sailors and bring them back to be punished. So they lived there, they actually got married to some of the local women, they were living on the island having a great time. And then this Pandora ship came to pick them up and take them as prisoners. So they locked them underneath the boat, which was called Pandora's Box, as far as the story goes from that museum. But that Pandora ship actually sank on the Great Barrier Reef on its way back to England. So some of those sailors died, some of them made it out and swam to shore. And something that really stuck in my mind as a songwriter was that the mutinous sailors got to some of the islands from the shipwreck, and they were made to sort of stay in the burning sun, because Australia's got no ozone layer. I don't know at that time what it was like, but obviously it's absolutely tropical, so you can almost burn to death really if you stay out there too long. And some of the sailors used to bury themselves in the sand to try and protect themselves from burning to death. So I thought, well, that's a good story, I'll write a song about it. So I thought the power of the sky and the sun over there is amazing, and I wrote this song soon after, and it's called Queensland Sky. It's about that story, so I hope you enjoy it.
Sails along on foreign shores, men put down hard work, no love. Set them free, they'll make their home sweet home. Captain frown, their spirits low. Thrown him off and burnt their boat. Now they're free, they'll make their home sweet home. And the sun beat down from from the Queensland sky. We'll spare no shade from the other side. Skin so burnt, skin so dry, they bury themselves in the sand. One year going to foreign land, settle down with wife and child. Now they're safe, they'll make their home sweet home. News got back to the English throne of mutinies on foreign shores. Sent a boat to bring them home sweet home. And the sun beat down from the Queensland sky. We spared no shade from the other side. Skin so burnt, skin so dry, they bury themselves in the sand. Saved, found the enemy, locked them in. Now Pandora's box was home sweet home. Made a turn and hit the reef. Some had drowned, some set free, swam their way to shore and waited still. And the sun beat down from the Queensland sky. We spared no shade from the other side. Skin so burnt, skin so dry, they bury themselves in the skin so burnt, skin so dry, they bury themselves in the sand.
Thank you.
I bet that one rattled your brain, didn't it?
Yeah.
Don't Pull Away. Tell us about that song.
Well, this is a new song of ours, so we thought we'd have a go and do it today. I guess it sort of can relate to a lot of people. You don't want someone you love to do exactly that. You don't want them to pull away. So hopefully it's quite self-explanatory. So
This has never been heard.
Years we've grown, in some way stronger, knowing each other inside out. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away. Spend every day with each other, but talking real words gets harder to do. Know that I love you, although I hurt you when I don't find the right words to say. Don't pull away from me, tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away. Too much to lose. I can't imagine what would happen if we were to end. It makes me cry to know what's happening. Don't be the person that gave up and went. Don't pull away from me, tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away. Don't pull away from me, tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away, don't pull away from me. Tell me what you're going through. See me when I look at you. Don't pull away.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I like that
Very
a lot.
nice, yeah.
I like that a lot.
Really
Thank you.
nice song.
James's song.
James is so.
Tell us about that one.
James was the tiffer and frottoir player for the Bonton Playboys, which is the triangle and the rubboard.
That's exactly how I would have pronounced it.
And he was the manager of the band, and he was an alcoholic, and he was just so exciting to be around. I knew the man for, well, he passed away in 2010, so I knew him up until then, and a major influence in my life for all the bad things. And, I loved him dearly, and I drank way too much with him, and it was just he knew he was an alcoholic, and he knew he was going to die early because of that, and he just said that's what's happening, and he was more than happy to live a short, exciting life rather than a long, sober one. At the end of the gig, or whenever we said goodbye to him, he would walk away and say, "I'm only a phone call away," because this was back in the days before emails and Facebooks and Twitter and whatever else we have now.
I think I like the phone calls better.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
I know I like the phone calls.
it doesn't really happen these days. Everything's done on texting or messaging. And so he always used to say, "I'm only a phone call away," and he was only a phone call away. And so he passed away in 2010 because of what the alcohol did to his body, basically. The anniversary of the year of his death, we were living in a little cottage in a town called Milton Keynes. Becca was doing a night shift or something. She was away, so I sat there and drank about 3 bottles of red wine, which is one of James's favourites, and just wrote this song for him. And from what I can remember, I recorded it on my phone that night. Otherwise, I think it would have been long gone. I wouldn't have remembered it. So, so this is James's song. Don't know how it started, but I know got you in the end. I can't work out your motive, but I know I won't see you again. You found the third end to your candle, and you burn that one too, 'cause you were only a phone call away. You were only a phone call away. They told you this would happen, but you knew this always was the plan. You didn't have to listen, 'cause you knew you're not that kind of man. Let the good times keep on rolling with the band until that final call, 'cause you were only a phone call away. You were only a phone call away. They told us on the Sunday down the telephone, and left me kind of wondering if I knew you at all. Let the good times keep on rolling with the band until that final song, 'cause you were only a phone call away. You were only a phone call away. You were only a phone call away. You were only a phone call away.
Very nice tribute.
Can you get it?
1,000 Miles. Tell us about that one.
So I wrote this song. I've written a few songs after being on our good friends the Laven's porch, which is in San Antonio. I wrote this sort of soon after a big drive that Simon and I did a few years ago from Nashville back to Kerrville Folk Festival in Texas. And it's just a road trip song, really. It's about driving 1,000 miles in pretty much one go. Simon took a few breaks, but we were being a bit, what we say, tight. I don't know if you say that here, but I didn't want to pay like $50 for 4 hours sleep in a motel.
That's what we call smart here.
In that case, we're very smart.
Yeah.
We call it thrifty. So we ended up just sleeping in the rest areas, and we did one long drive straight back to the festival, and I got to sing on the main stage with our friends the Flying A's, Hilary and Stuart, on a bit of backing singing. So it was a great experience, and at that point it was the Country Music Awards, and we aren't pure country in Nashville. We just overwhelmed by it. We couldn't get anywhere to play. There was no, it was just such a busy time in Nashville that we didn't know anyone there at the time, so we just wanted to get out of there and head back to where we love. That's why I say coming back home, because we have a home in England and lots of family, but we feel like we've got a home here in America too. We really do feel like that. So it's a song about coming back to our
well, we hope In the Music Room
friends
will be one of your musical homes.
Well, thank you very much. So it's called 1,000 Miles, and it's about thinking about that porch, that drive back there, which we'll be doing again next week.
After the same 1,000-mile drive, in fact.
That's it.
There was I don't know if I can do this story in time, it's a very long story, but it was a really surreal moment when we left Nashville. We had a tent in Nashville because everywhere was full because of the Country Music Awards, and the tent was all packed up, and we were sitting in our rental car and with a laptop out deciding where to go. We could go to Atlanta, we had a friend down there, or we could go north or back to San Antonio, and this huge RV pulled up next to us, and we got chatting to them. They said, we want to buy one of your CDs. And we're like, well, you haven't heard. He said, I don't care, you're out there, you're giving it a go, here's $10. So he picked up our CD, and our second album, which is called One Way Street, has a picture of our camper van under a tree that we took on our 8,000-mile journey across America. And I kind of remembered roughly where we took the photograph, but not exactly. And so this guy, just complete stranger who was from down south somewhere, and we were in Tennessee, and he said, I know where that is. And I'm like, it's a picture of a tree. How can you recognise a tree? And he said, yeah, that's San Antonio. And I said, sorry mate, you're wrong. It's somewhere up in California. It's nowhere near Texas. And he said, yep. He said Lake San Antonio in California. And I was like, okay. So we Googled, after they'd gone back into their RV, we Googled Lake San Antonio on Google Maps. And then you can put this little yellow man on the map, and it will show you like a street view. So we did that. And as we put this man down and it came up to street view, there was the tree. And it was literally, I did a screenshot of it because it's a very distinctive tree.
Wow.
And we were like, we're in Tennessee, and a man from Arizona has just recognised a tree in California. And so, it was Lake San Antonio, so we're like, San Antonio, that's where we're going. That made our mind up.
Yeah.
And then it was just like
here's your sign.
It was like a spiritual 24-hour drive of like, oh man, that was 16-hour drive.
That got him through the 1,000 miles.
I was like,
I call that a confirmation.
Well, it was definitely some heavy thinking for 1,000 miles. It was
so this is called 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles, yeah.
And this is track 1 off our latest CD. 2, 3, 4.
I must have lost my mind. You're so far away, but you're close enough. I feel you pulling me. I'm on my way home, and I'll see you in 1,000 miles, driving all through the night. Got a picture of you keeps turning in my head. Nothing I belong to, and I know you're waiting for me. And I'll try my best, I've given it a chance. picture of you keeps turning in my head. Got a picture of you keeps turning in my head. Don't ask me how I ended up so far away from you. I must have lost my mind. You're so far away, but you're close enough. I feel you pulling me. I'm on my way home, and I see you in 1,000 miles, driving all through the night. Got a picture of you keeps turning in my head, and I see you in 1,000 miles, driving all through the night. Got a picture of you keeps turning in my head, turning in my head, turning in my head. Tells me how I ended up turning in my head. Ask me how I ended up turning in my head. Tells me how I ended up turning in my head.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now,
Hey,
let me
Jenna.
tell us about Asheville 1784. Interesting title.
Yes.
Reminds me of something I wrote. I wrote a song called Richmond in 1860, and so
Oh,
kind of,
yeah.
see where this one's going. Tell
Plus,
me about it.
it's so wide, isn't it? You don't know what it's going to be about.
Right.
But again, it was a story we learnt whilst staying with people we met in Asheville. A few years ago, it was friends' relatives who put us up at very last minute. They were from the local area. They were elderly and they were great fun. But they pointed us everywhere we should go and said, you know, go there, walk there, and do that. So we did a lot of walks around the area. And one of them had a sort of an area with a plaque which had a bit of a history around it, which was the sort of killing of Colonel Samuel Davidson. I looked up the story afterwards and learnt about it from the friend. It was just about the settlement of Asheville, and this chap, Colonel Samuel Davidson, was killed by the Cherokee Indians. There was obviously wars going on at the time, and the thing that stuck in my mind again, the sort of personal aspect of that, was that his wife survived the attack and ran away with the baby. So I kind of wrote this song about the story and singing the song to the child about losing the dad. So it's a sort of history song, but
The cool
from a
thing about
personal
Asheville
perspective.
too, is it's right there that's where the Cherokees are all from.
Yeah.
Because that's right there at the edge of the Cherokee Nation.
Yes,
original Cherokee
so there's obviously a lot of history there, and sometimes, you hear something that happens and it doesn't really have a relation to you personally, but obviously the fact that it was someone's husband, and that can happen anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like that connected with me, so I wrote this song about it. I don't know why, but it just came out. And I'm sorry, some of these are sad songs. We have a happy song to end eventually, but obviously we have lots of cheerful songs too, but this is one of the
I like the
sad
storytellers
songs.
too. Yeah, that's okay.
Asheville 1784, we settled down like the Carolinas and like the hills, a breeze to heal settled in the valley, made a home with a soldier's wage, built ourselves a cabin on the creek. We were happy then. It's just me and you. We're three, but now we're two, and I will save us. But now we'll run. Now we'll Daddy was a good man, strong and kind, a Christian soul, provided for the family, kept us warm, would make him proud, was lured into the woods by Cherokees and hunted down. I managed to escape with you in my arms, but your daddy gone. It's just me and you. We're three, but now we're two, and I will save us. But now we'll run. Now we'll run.
Thank you.
Very nice. We forgot to ask you where our listening audience can purchase your CDs and what your website is. I know you have a new CD out called The Granary Sessions. Yes. I'm sure that after our listeners hear you, they're going to go buy your CD. So tell them where they can go.
Well, we have our own website, which is www.theroseleys.com, R-O-S-E as in the flower, and then L-L-Y-S. And you can buy our last 3 CDs there. And the most recent CD, The Granary Sessions, our website will link you through to our record label, which is Clubhouse Records, which you can buy the new album from. And we're also on Twitter, which is just at The Roseleys. And if you want to find us on the Facebooks, which is where we spend most of our social networking time, just have a search on Facebooks for British Americana, and it should pop up there with the Roselleys, and you can keep up with our adventures as we travel around America for the next 7 weeks.
Wonderful. Well, I can't tell you what an honor it has been to have you
Thank
here
you so
with
much.
us today. Hope to have you back again. We would love to do
And to get the Lavens back up.
I
again.
know,
Yeah.
I know.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, this has been
You bet. And
lovely.
if you would go ahead and take us out of the show with On the Porch, you can tell us about it and then do that for us if you
Well,
would.
this seems really appropriate now that Jana Laven is here as well as Rachel Laven. They adopted us about 7 years ago, so
Should we say the story of why Jana's here quickly, just to say she's an absolute hero today, because our merchandise was posted out by us. Supposed to come yesterday to 4 hours away in San Antonio, didn't arrive until an hour after we left this morning, and we're on our way to Nashville. So Jana's driven the 4 hours here and the 4 hours back just to drop our merchandise.
Yes.
She
So
must love you.
She
she does. Very
Thank you,
lucky.
Jana.
Does.
The Lavens have been doing this kind of thing for us since we met them 7 years ago. We
Wonderful.
start and finish every tour that we do in the States at the Lavens' house on the porch, and we're here at least once a year, maybe twice a year, to America. They spoil us and look after us. I'm playing Rachel's Gretsch guitar there, and this is their
I thought
family
that guitar
Ellenfield.
looked familiar.
Yeah, and the same, they came and visited us in July, I think it was, so we provide them with instruments and take them around, and it's just a wonderful transatlantic connection.
Yes.
It's just a family that seems to be growing and growing, and all in the right direction. So we spend so much time at the Laven's house, drinking and partying and meeting all of their friends. They know half of Texas, let alone San Antonio. And so over the last 6-7 years, I can't tell you the amount of times we've sat on the porch, on their front porch, and just played songs and learnt songs and drunk and be merry. It's been wonderful. So Rebecca wrote this song about their porch. Called On the Porch.
On the Porch.
Yeah.
There you go.
We've been finishing most gigs with this song with the full band as well as a duo because, well, it's hopefully a feel-good song and leaves people feeling good. So, On the Porch, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
On the porch with my friends, I wouldn't change a thing. Got my banjo, I've got my fiddle, I've got some songs to sing. On the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, my second home. Cold beer, friends near, serenading. Old songs, new songs, I wouldn't change a thing. On the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, my second home. The sun's gone, but it's still warm. I've got some stories to hear. Pour some moonshine in the moonlight, I wouldn't change a thing. On the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, on the porch in San Antonio, my second home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Simon and Rebecca, you rock. You're
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
great.
Again,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
for
us.
being
Welcome
here
here
today.
anytime.
Thank you for having us.
I've never had so much fun playing to an inflatable giant banana.
You always remember us, Simon.
That's it.
I want to thank our studio audience for coming out today. Also want to thank Reno for the engineering he does for us. Jean and Barbara for the beautiful pictures they're going to have of you guys. Randy, without you, this wouldn't be possible. And to you, the listening audience, keep tuning in. You're in the music room.